Good morning, Party Chat Sports. Welcome back to the channel. It's one of your hosts, Caleb Gill. Another NFL playoff weekend is in the books. 4 games, 2 good. One was a blowout, and the other one was a mixed bag, to say the least. Wasn't that great of a game. So, a couple things that we got to talk about. We are now down to 4 teams left after this weekend slate of games. It's kind of crazy how fast all this has gone. The NFL season has flown by, but without further ado, let's get into your divisional round weekend Monday morning drive. The first game of the divisional round was the Bills and the Broncos, and I think, well, heading into this game, it felt like Bills' destiny. Like the Bills were bound. Josh Allen was finally going to get his Super Bowl appearance. Everything was just lining up that way. The stars were aligning. The only thing that got in Josh Allen's way was Josh Allen. And I know a bunch of people are complaining about interception or like refs and officiating. Here's the deal. If you throw or turn the ball over 4 times, okay? You had 2 picks, 2 fumbles. 2 fumbles lost. If you turn the ball over 4 times in a game that goes to OT, the quarterback is part of the reason, a big reason why you lose that game. Josh Allen, yes, Josh Allen had his moments. He did not play horribly like one of the other quarterbacks this weekend that turned the ball over 4 or 5 times. Josh Allen was 25 of 39, 283 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. But the turnovers were huge. You can't turn the ball over that much, especially against a Broncos defense and a Broncos team that is able to put it in the end zone. And the Broncos came out quick. They marched down the field. That opening drive, they got in, or they kicked the field goal that opening drive. They were able to march down. And I'm like, okay, maybe the Broncos can do something. I'm not the biggest Bo Nix believer. But I'll tell you what, man. This season, he's shown some positive signs and growth where it's like, all right, Broncos fans, you have something to look forward to. Which makes it really awful. And it sucks so much that he won't be there for the AFC Championship game because of what happened on the second to last play. Fractured his ankle. It broke his essentially. Well, he's having ankle surgery on Tuesday this week, and it's tough. Like you get that far, and you win in overtime, and you're not even going to be able to play the AFC Championship game next week. It changes a lot, and we'll discuss our outlook of the AFC title game later this week on the midweek pod. But Bo, he was 26 of 46, 279, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. And the run game wasn't really doing anything for the Broncos. Bo Nix led in rushing. Again, he had 12 carries, 29 yards. McLaughlin had 4 rushes for 21. Harvey, 6 carries for 20. The run game is non-existent, and that's going to be a huge issue. Excuse me. Because they're going to need some sort of run game, especially with a backup quarterback this week in the AFC title game. Like, Jarrett Stidham, I think he'll be okay, but there's a reason he wasn't starting. Granted, Bo Nix is the first quarterback, and I know a lot of people are starting to give Jarrett Stidham his flowers, like he looked good in preseason. There's a reason Josh McDaniels brought him over from New England, and then now he's a backup. Like there's a reason he's been a reliable backup, but that's what he is. I would love nothing more than to see him prove me wrong and advance to the Super Bowl. I would love that. I'd love that for the Broncos. I'd love that for my own hatred of the other team that made it in the AFC Championship game. Be glorious. Mims had some good catches. He had 8 catches, 93 yards, and a touchdown. Bills season ends though, and I think the biggest question on the Bills side of things is, what do you do now? Have you reached your ceiling with McDermott, Allen, and company? That the general manager, Brandon Beane, like, how much more can this trio, this group do together? I don't know. We have been harsh, maybe, on McDermott, but the expectations have been so high. You have Josh Allen. You won an MVP last year. You have been in prime position to get to a Super Bowl. You have 0 Super Bowl appearances. And this was supposed to be your year. Again, no Lamar, no Mahomes, Burrow, even though Burrow hasn't even made it in a couple years. Like, these teams that are usually barriers for you to get to the AFC title game, to get to the Super Bowl, have been eliminated, and you still can't get there. So it might be time to look at that coaching staff. I know Joe Brady interviewed with the Ravens today. The offensive line coach, Aaron Kramer, he retired for the Bills. Like, people are starting to abandon ship. Like, you're kind of stuck. You know, you're kind of stuck at the port you're at. You're not going to the next port. You know, you're not moving anywhere. So, do you change out the captain? Do you promote a Joe Brady? I don't think they will. Granted, I wasn't sure if the Steelers or the Ravens would. But I do think it would be... The Bills at least have to consider it. The Bills have to at least consider moving on from Sean McDermott. And he's a good head coach. There's just a clear and obvious ceiling, and I don't think he's the guy that you can make it to a Super Bowl. He hasn't shown me that he can. He has had good staffs, good rosters. This was, again, supposed to be their year to do it, and they couldn't. So, I mean, you can hate the idea all you want. You can tell me, well, who the Bills going to get that's better? I don't know. That's kind of the roll of the dice that you know. It's a risk. But it's also a risk keeping him. Do you want to stay steady? Or do you want to try to progress? Do you want... Because you're not... Right now, you're flat. You're flat. Do you want to take that risk and possibly trend up? You could trend down. It's a tough thing in sports because winning is what keeps... The reason why Tomlin and Harbaugh kept their jobs for so long is because they did win. They each won a Super Bowl, though. That's a key thing. But Tomlin's thing is he's never had a losing season. So the winning does help you keep your job, but it also, like, at what point does the message become stale? At what point do people just stop buying in? I don't know. 4 turnovers from Josh Allen is a tough look, and then everybody's saying, like, oh, I feel bad for Josh. And I don't give a shit. Also, Deion Dawkins, I don't cry, baby. I don't care. I don't like you either. You freaking bully. I don't care that you're crying. Especially Josh Allen. Like, you did this. You turned the ball over 4 times. This is your fault that you lost. I do not feel bad. I do feel bad for Bo Nix. The Broncos obviously did win this game, though. 33-30 was the final. And now they'll have to take on the AFC Championship game. It is in Denver. But they'll have it without their star quarter or their franchise quarterback. They'll have it with Jarrett Stidham. So we'll see if we see another Nick Foles story or if it ends up being a Jay Cutler, Caleb Haney story from... Man, it's... Oh, that's what that one is. Somebody sent me a tweet and I thought it was some breaking news or something, but apparently it was not. Let's see. What do... The other game from Saturday was the 49ers Seahawks, and the Seahawks got the first. There wasn't even an offensive snap, and the game was already over. Like, Rashid Shaheed took the opening kickoff to the house. It was 7-0 like that. And then in this game, I know there's going to be people that like, well, Purdy couldn't do it. What was Purdy going to do, man? I know I'm a huge Purdy sympathizer, but like, the injuries caught up to the 49ers was my takeaway. I know he threw the pick, but that was like, you're trying to force it into the tight end. That's a third-string tight end. You're trying to make a play. You were down a lot. Ton just got hurt. CMC wasn't healthy. Purdy led the 49ers in rushing yards. It was just a bad day. Every injury that the 49ers has sustained this year, the big injuries. That's the thing. Every team deals with injuries, but it was a star power. These starters, the big-time names that got hurt for the 49ers this year. Purdy was out for 8 games. Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, George Kittle, tears his Achilles last week. Like, they've had all these significant injuries. And that's a huge props to Kyle Shanahan for keeping them together, for winning 12 games and getting them to this point, but they were just outmatched. The Seahawks, it's going to be really interesting to see how the Seahawks look next week. Because Sam Darnold didn't have to do anything. He was 12. He only threw the ball 17 times. 12 of 17, 124 yards and a touchdown. Kenneth Walker has been very good as of late. He had 3 touchdown scores. 116 yards on 19 carries. So he averaged 6.1 yards a pop. Cooper Kupp, 5 catches for 60 yards. JSN didn't even have a catch until the second half, I think. It was like he finished the day 3 catches, 19 yards, and a tutty. There wasn't much the Seahawks needed to do. Because again, from the opening kickoff, it was over. It just genuinely felt that way. The Seahawks got out to the early 17-0 lead in the first quarter, and there was nothing the 49ers could do. The 49ers, again, with all the injuries they've sustained this year, with the lack of playmakers out there, there's just the sand in the hourglass emptied out, and all of it's reached the bottom. Like, it was just the end of the season for the 49ers. Everything that they've persevered through came to an end. It was just time. 41-6 is tough, though. 41-6 in Seattle is a tough beat. I mean, honestly, the jokes, I kept seeing a couple jokes, like, that was the Rashid Shaheed kick return for a touchdown was the only score that Seahawks needed, because the 49ers only scored 6. That Seahawks defense is scary good. And at least we'll have one good defense in next week. We'll have a couple good defenses. There will be some good defenses next week. Just the really good defense I like won't be there. Let's see. Who else scored for the Seahawks? JSN. Oh, JSN scored a touchdown in the first quarter. My bad. A couple touchdowns for Walker. Field goals. It was an ass whooping. It was BTA for the Seahawks to the 49ers, which is going to make things really interesting here in the NFC title game. Your matchup for the AFC title game is going to be the Patriots and the Broncos after the Patriots won 28-16 against the Texans. And the Texans defense did everything they could. The Texans defense was one of the best defenses I've seen. Will Anderson balled out in this game. A couple sack fumbles he had. Drake May was sacked 5 times. He threw 1 pick. But the big story was C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud did not look good against the Steelers, but it felt like, all right, just sustain. Just do not turn the ball over, right? It seems simple enough. 1 pick, 2 pick, red pick, blue pick, I don't know, pick 6. I was trying to be like Dr. Seuss there and didn't really come off the tongue like I wanted it to. The pick 6 in the second quarter was when I realized this is just the Patriots' year, which makes me so freaking upset. I'm trying to watch my swears. I have no good things to say about the Patriots and those greedy bastards. I'm so sick and tired of them. I grew up hating the Patriots, hating Tom Brady, because, again, I'm a Jets fan. I just got so sick and tired of watching them win everything. And here we go again. CJ Stroud. What the hell you doing, man? What are we doing? 4 turnovers, 4 interceptions. 4. Are you brain dead? Do you have an IQ of -5? Are you blind? What happened? What happened to the CJ Stroud we saw? Rookie year, that needs to be studied. Like, is CJ Stroud in with the Mafia? Did he make a bad break somewhere and now he has to pay back a debt and he's throwing all these games? Like, he looks atrocious. He does not look good. Like, this year, this offseason, the Texans can negotiate with CJ Stroud to extend him. And if I'm the Texans, when CJ Stroud's agent comes to me and says, like, hey, let's talk an extension, I'm laughing in his face. I'm saying bye-bye. Let's see how you are in 2026, and then we'll talk extension. There's going to be trade rumors for him this offseason. CJ Stroud was terrible. It felt like I was watching Zach Wilson against the Patriots. Or Sam Darnold's ghost game against the Patriots. And now, the Patriots get the easiest schedule in the league. They have a beaten-up Chargers O-line that they feasted on. 4-pick CJ Stroud. Jarrett Stidham in the Broncos, and they're about to be in the fucking Super Bowl again. Damn it! It's not fair. I don't know why I like this sport. It's so stupid. But Drake May did throw 3 touchdown passes, and there was a couple good ones. Stephon Diggs. What an addition he's been. 4 catches, 40 yards, 1 touchdown for him, and he's just been a very good find. He's been somebody that Drake May's relied on a lot, and understandably so. Booty had a really good touchdown, 3 catches, 75 yards for him. Douglas had 2 catches, 36 yards, and a touchdown. And I thought the Texans were about to get the 4th down stop, and ultimately didn't on Douglas's touchdown. May finished 16-27, 179 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, sacked 5 times. CJ Stroud, 20 of 47. 212 yards, 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions, sacked 3 times. Also fumbled. He did not fumble. The lack of weapons and help for CJ didn't help either. Christian Kirk only had 2 catches for 20 yards, but he was also missing open guys. There were some guys that were open, and he just was missing it. One of the interceptions he threw, the guy was open, and he just threw it to the Patriots. It was a bad game. And 28-16, Patriots, Broncos, in the AFC Championship game, just like it's 2013. Yay. And then we had 2 overtime games this weekend, the Bills-Broncos and then the Rams-Bears. Cardiac Bears almost came back and was able to win this game. There was a moment where I thought they might. When Caleb Williams threw that touchdown on 4th, was it 4th and goal or just 4th down? With a couple seconds left in the 4th quarter, rolled left, rolled back right, kept sinking deep, and threw it up to Komet. Maybe a little OPI, but you see that, it's like, oh my God, how did he do that? And to answer your question, I don't know. I mean, he just might be a magician. Caleb Williams is going to be so fun to watch for a couple years. He has that superstar quality where it's annoying. It's annoying that he doesn't play as well through the first 3 quarters, but that 4th quarter hits, it's like, all right, I'm juiced up, I'm ready to go. And it worked. until it didn't. It got them to overtime. I will say that. It got them to overtime. The thing that hurt the Bears, I thought, one, offensively, they couldn't really get the ball moving. They did score 10 points in the second quarter. But other than that, the first quarter scored 0, third quarter they scored 0, and then that essentially last second touchdown to send the game into overtime. The Rams were battling with the same thing. The Rams offense wasn't moving like you would expect them to. The defense came out to play today. The thing that really bothered, where I thought, was fourth down. So, do I have the fourth down? The Bears were 3 for 6 on fourth down, but those 3 misses on fourth down were crucial because they were in scoring territory. So, in a game that you lost by 3 points, now granted, maybe you don't even get to overtime and you don't have that chance of, who knows how things play out. If you take the field goal and take the points a few of those times, and I know that's not Ben Johnson's DNA. I know that's not who he is, but still that conversation does come up where it's like, all right, well, at what point do you, we've had this a lot throughout the playoffs where it's like, should you just have taken the points there? Or are you still okay with going for it on fourth down as often as you do? Because as a league, everybody's like, well, we got to go for it on fourth down all the time, and you really don't. Just end the drive with some sort of kick. That's okay to do. You want to end drives with kicks. PATs, field goals, punts. That's fine. You don't want to turn the ball over, and I think that caught up to them. It caught up to them. The Cardiac Bears, for as electric as that was, it caught up to them at the end. And in overtime, even, they had a shot, and they just couldn't do much with it. Caleb Williams finished 23 of 42, 257, 2 touchdowns, 3 picks, and the pick in OT is what sealed it. It was not the greatest throw. It was like, Caleb, what are you doing, man? Which I ask myself that pretty often. But that's because, I don't know if you know this, my name's Caleb. Most people around me, or around here, don't actually realize that I'm Caleb. Anyways, Caleb, what are you doing on that pick? It's what gave the Rams, because the Rams had already been on offense, so all the Bears had to do was kick a field goal, and they would win. Caleb Williams throws a pick, and Rams get into field goal territory and win it 20-17. Just not great there. Swift had a couple nice runs. He had 76 yards on 19 carries. The Bears have a good core, and I think they're going to be a lot of fun. They're going to be, I'm telling you right now, they'll probably be my pick next year to win the NFC North unless something drastic changes. I like that defense. The way they've built around Caleb Williams has been very impressive. They have the tools to get back here next year. And I think they have the tools. We'll see how the offseason plays out. But I would not be surprised if we're talking about them as I would not be surprised if they had like top 5 odds to win the NFC. At least next year. Like they could be, there's a world I see them in the NFC title game next year. Now that's assuming Caleb doesn't have this ridiculous regression and he just continues to progress. That'll be huge. For the Rams, 20 of 42 for Stafford, 258 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. He was sacked 8 times would be ridiculous. Just the Rams couldn't do much. Kyron Williams did carry the ball 21 times for 87 yards and 2 touchdowns for him, but Nakua 5 for 56, Parkinson 3 for 56. Adams was 2 of 24, but he had a huge clutch catch late in that game. The Rams offense just has not been as advertised. Like, you'd expect them to be better with all the star power and playmakers they have, so that makes me very concerned when they go to Seattle. It should be a fun, electrifying game. It was the last time these two teams played in Seattle, but the way the Seattle defense is playing and the way the Rams offense has been playing, the Rams are going to have to start off quick. They'll have to, I mean, granted, they started off quick in this game, but they'll have to keep the pedal to the metal if they're going to win that game. So you're looking at a Rams-Seahawks NFC title game and a Broncos, Patriots, AFC title game in Denver for that one. Again, your final scores from the divisional weekend. Broncos over Bills 33-30 in overtime. Josh Allen with 4 turnovers, and Bo Nix injured, will not play the rest of the year. Seahawks 41 over the 49ers 6. The Patriots 28-16 over the Texans after CJ Stroud turned the ball over 4 or 5 times. And then in overtime, the Cardiac Bears season ended at the hands of the thicker kicker, 20-17 in overtime. That's going to be your divisional round Monday morning drive. We've got a couple things up on the feed actually for you to go check out. Dylan has his Mike Tomlin reaction video to the Steelers letting go of him. I also know that he's going to be working on a Steelers head coach video, like who he wants, sort of thing. So stay tuned for that. I put up my predictions on who I think is going to fill the open head coach vacancies. I'm 1 for 1 so far, so we'll see how that goes. A little tease on how, well, I got Kevin Stefanski right to the Falcons, so we'll see where else I was right. Make sure you go check that video out. We've got tons of TikToks up or YouTube shorts, and later this week we'll get our title game previews up on the feed for you. So make sure you're staying tuned here at Party Chat Sports. We're on TikTok, we're on Twitter, we're wherever you get your podcast, and of course we're on YouTube. We're anywhere and everywhere, all at Party Chat Sports. Let's have a good week. Until next time.